Hi everyone, it's Monica. I'm back with another pregnancy video update for you guys. Today I turn 21 weeks, so I'll be discussing my 20th week, how it went, symptoms and all that. Just excuse my voice because my toddler and I are just going through a little bit of cold for this past week, so still getting over that, but looks like it's on its way out, so that's good. Okay, let's get into this. So as far as symptoms goes, it's still the heartburn like I mentioned. I think I did mention that on my 19th week. The heartburn is back and I feel like it comes on and off, but I usually just not take anything because it goes away. With my first pregnancy, I had to take seriously like antacid every single day because the heartburn was so bad. This time around, like when I feel it, like it's bad, but then it goes away. Like I don't know, after half an hour or so, maybe less. Just depending. It's not even like, because from what I've heard, like mostly when you eat spicy food or stuff like that, and sometimes it's not even the case for me. Sometimes, sorry, my head's really itchy, excuse me. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes I would just have like fruits and then I would get heartburn just like yesterday, so I'm not really sure what's triggering it. But again, heartburn, it's an easy fix. Another symptom is acne. So every time I film a video and my skin is good, I feel like when I tell you guys, yeah, my skin is good, acne, like it's not, it's been good lately, and then it's like either that day, like sometime in the day or the next day, I get like a zit. I'm like, oh my god, like what is this? But anyway, with acne, it is on and off. I still take my prenatal vitamins along with 2000 IU vitamin D, and I feel like the prenatal vitamins is really what's helping my hair grow. So I'm really loving that, and I'm gonna take that for like until I give birth or maybe even after, without like me trying to get pregnant. But like maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just find something, I'll switch to a multivitamin that's very similar because I do like it a lot. Like the one that I take is, the brand is Materna. So if you guys are still taking prenatal vitamins after your 12th week, and you're still looking for a good one, I highly recommend that. If you're not using that one, it's called Materna. I think the brand is from Nestle and the name is Materna. Anyway, so the highlight of my oh my god okay, the highlight of my 20th week is my level 2 ultrasound. I did tell you guys on my 19th week that my OB called me to get a repeat ultrasound because they had they found a white spot on baby's heart during my anatomy scan on my 18th week of pregnancy. They did my anatomy scan, and then she called me around my 19th week to do a level 2 ultrasound saying, yes, we've seen this bright spot. It's nothing to worry about most likely, but we just want to overdo things rather than underdo things. So anyway, so I went back the following week, which was during my 20th week, to do the ultrasound, and I did, and I was actually kind of worried that, because even though, like, okay guys, like if you guys are pregnant or if you're a mom, like doesn't matter, anything that's related to your kids, whether your toddler, your baby, even in your pregnancy, even the baby's not out yet, you're already just naturally concerned. That's just a motherly thing. So even though my OB told me that it's most likely nothing, but like, you can't help but think like it's still a finding that they don't know yet what it was. So I was worried that when, like, during my appointment, I wouldn't get the results right then. I was worried that am I gonna have to wait a few weeks to find out exactly what this is, because this is just killing me. Like, I need to know that everything is fine. I need to know the baby's fine, that she's growing fine and all that. So I was really thankful that when we got there, I was with my toddler. When we got there, so the tech or the sonographer was doing the measurements, and then she was like, I'll do the measurements, and then the doctor will come in and do his own measurements. So I was very relieved that there was a doctor who was going to be present, like who was present at the time, who could actually tell me what it was. Let's get this over and done with. I don't want to worry about this anymore. So she did the measurements, and then after a while, she's like, "Okay, just wait here. The doctor will come and do his own measurements." And then he did, and he reassured me that it's nothing. So what it was is called the EIF, which stands for echogenic intracardiac focus. So it's some type of like calcium deposit in the muscle of the baby's heart, and they say that it's very common. Now, it is also a soft marker for Down syndrome, but my doctor said that I'm not worried about it, because if you did your nuchal translucency and your blood test and all that, and it came back with good results, which it did, he said it's considered as an isolated finding, which is it's just on its own. So if they were to find that bright spot, and then in addition I had some issues with my blood test, or like it came back as me being a high risk for trisomy 18 or 21, then they would be worried. But they said that because it's an isolated finding, I'm not too worried about it. In fact, like, we see this a lot in pregnancy, but because it's common and usually it's nothing, we still want to do the ultrasound just to make sure. And so I asked, so will it go away? He said, yeah, like it should go away. And from what I read actually online, that even if it doesn't go away, the baby is still, like healthy, born healthy, and they don't require heart surgery or anything, and it's not considered as a heart defect or anything like that. They're not really sure why it happens and how it happens. So anyway, I was really, really happy about that, because I was just like, okay, one thing less to worry about. So yeah, so that was that. And then I have another appointment with my OB coming up to discuss VBAC. So I mentioned few videos back that I am considering a VBAC if I'm a good candidate for it. With my first child, with my previous pregnancy, it was a failed induction and they had to do a C-section. So, and I find that C-section was just like, it just took forever to recover. Like, it just took a while for me to be able to be, out there again, like, go for runs and not feel that stitch. Like, it's just so uncomfortable. I think it took me like I was probably able to run like maybe 4 or 5 months after, but I wouldn't say that I was fully recovered. Like, even though, like, if you've had C-section before, I don't know what your experience is, but let me know down below how it went. But for me, even when I would be like in my sleep, there's certain angles that I could feel the stitch even after like so many months. So with this pregnancy, I'm really hoping I could do a VBAC, you guys. I'm really hoping. If you guys have ever done a VBAC, could you guys let me know how it went? Any positive comments or any positive results? If it turned out well, let me know. I'm really hoping for it, but my OB said, let me order your operative report because we moved cities. And see if you're a good candidate. So basically, I guess she would just look at the report of my C-section, how it went and all that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of worried she's gonna say, I don't know how it's gonna go, because the problem was with my first pregnancy, I was induced and it failed because I still didn't fully dilate. So I was kind of worried that that was going to be the same issue. So, or I'm worried that that's going to be, like it's going to happen again, that I'm not going to fully dilate and it's going to end up in C-section. But of course, I'm also preparing myself for that if it doesn't happen, because during my labor, they were like, okay, like we've tried, and now the baby's heart rate is going up and down. And I just feel like this was the doctor at the time, when during like with my first baby at the hospital. He was like, we've tried and it seems like it's not working, and now the baby's heart rate is going up and down, and I just think it's safer for us, for you and the baby, to have a C-section. So I went for it, and I was so emotional about it. But as soon as he said that the baby's heart rate was going up and down, I was like, you know what, let's do it. Let's make this as fast and like as safe as like for the baby as possible. And yeah, so that's my worry for this pregnancy, that if I try for a VBAC and I won't dilate. So I'm kind of worried about that. And I'm also planning, if I ended up doing a vaginal birth, I will not get an epidural, because guys, like with my previous pregnancy, I did an epidural, and I'm telling you, like, it didn't turn out very good for me. Like, I've heard some good things about it with my other friends, which encouraged me to get an epidural. But I was like, I feel like I didn't really think it through. Like, two of my girlfriends at the time during my first pregnancy, they had an epidural, and both of them, they were like, it was great. Like, it was great. I didn't feel anything, and da-da-da. So I was like, oh my God, like, I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely doing this epidural, and it didn't turn out well for me. I had a side effect, like this headache. I think I talked about it in my other pregnancy video. All my pregnancy videos are going to be linked down below, just so you know, guys. After 3 days of delivering, we were already home. I felt this side effect of like a headache. Guys, it was the most painful thing of that whole pregnancy journey for me. Like, honestly, like, it was just like I would lay down, and then as soon as I got up, like, I would just feel like in my spine, like something is almost like crawling up my spine, and then like boom, like, and then I would just feel this like crazy throbbing headache, and it would not stop unless I lay down. It was insane. I had to do a blood patch. And after that, that's when I thought, you know what? I'm only going to have one child because it was so traumatic. It was so traumatic, and it was so like just physically and emotionally draining because I couldn't breastfeed at the time, and those early days are the most, like, important for me and my baby to not just bond but get her used to breastfeeding. So for the first little while, um, we were giving her formula. My tot, who's now 3.5 years old, and then when I did the blood patch, the headache went away. So it was kind of me doing both, like, because she wouldn't latch properly. Like, we had our good days, we had our bad days, so we would have to, like, do formula, and then I would breastfeed, like, half and half. And then because of that, somehow, like, I'm thinking my milk supply went low, and I just had to do, like, formula. And now with this baby, I really want to try to breastfeed, because I never had that chance with my first child. And I really believe that the biggest thing with me not being able to breastfeed my first child was because of this, the headache, the side effect. Because even after, like, as soon as I felt it, I went to the emergency, and the doctor was like, yeah, usually some women get it, but it should disappear after, like, a week. So just imagine, like they sent me home. And I awaited a week of another intense headache. I was so helpless because I was just, like, in bed, because as soon as I get up, like, it was just, and nothing was helping. No Tylenol, no, like, morphine, or like, all the medications the doctor gave me. And another thing was that, like, I just felt like for, like, almost a month, like, I didn't really feel like myself because I'm taking all this pain reliever. So I really want to try to avoid that this time around. So I'm hoping for a VBAC. So I'm hoping that when I go back to my OB, she'll give me good news. And I'm also aware that if she did say yes, you'd be able to try, I'm also aware that I need to prepare my body for it. So I haven't been working out, and I know I have to get back to it. Like, even, like, it's winter now here in Ontario. Like, the snow just actually started falling down, like, just recently. I was just looking out the window. Since we're talking about snow, I could see all the snow on the roof. So I have to start doing, like, at home pregnancy workouts. So yeah, that's that. And what else? Cravings, nothing really, like, craving wise, like, I'm not really craving anything in particular. I've still been eating anything or, like, whatever, like, I just feel like, but nothing like a specific, like, oh my god, like, I need to have this. So craving, that's good. And then sleep isn't bad. I no longer need to use, or I no longer need to get up middle of the night to go pee, so that is good. Even though, like, I have been really trying to be so good with my water intake lately because of my skin, like, just being dry and, like, acne on and off. So I thought, it would be helpful. I mean, water is good for you anyway, and I've been so bad at it. So lately I've been really trying to be good at that. What else? So yeah, no craving. And yeah, you guys, that is about it. And now it is time for the belly shot. I've definitely been growing. No stretch mark as of yet. Hopefully I don't get it, but who knows, right? Like, I've mentioned in my previous videos that I feel like I'm a lot bigger this time around. So even though I'm hoping for no stretch marks, who knows, but I will update you guys. So yeah, let's do the belly shot. Okay, you guys, this is The side, it is definitely there. So I feel like I am a lot bigger this time around, and it just makes me wonder how much bigger I'm going to get with this pregnancy, because I'm only halfway there. So we will see. But anyway, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. I'll also link all my pregnancy videos down below, and also if you haven't, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my my username is Monica Juno. It is set on private at the moment, but just give me a request and I'll definitely approve that. And that's it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video.